Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Obscure Joe PT, and for today what I do have in here is Tropico 6. So Tropico 6, it is not the first appearance on this channel. I have tested the beta before, but right now we have in here the final version, developed obviously and again by Wimbic Entertainment and using Unreal Engine 4. So the settings menu did change a little bit. Right now we have 3D resolution, which is a resolution scaling, and you have presets, which are more demanding than I was expecting. So I'm using the low preset. The other changes that I've made is that I prefer to use temporal AA instead of FX AA. And I'm using textures on median because why not? We have 2 gigs of RAM and the textures on median feels that they can fit on those 2 gigs of VRAM. So, but like usually, I also tested the game with median settings, again the low settings, and the very low settings, which is something that I'm trying to avoid because the very low you can clearly notice a big downgrade in graphics. You can still notice the difference between the low and median, but oh boy, the difference between low and very low, it is just too big. So that's why I decided to go with the low settings and change the temporal, the anti-aliasing to temporal AA, and then the textures to medium. So this is the requirements for the game. The game asks an AMD A10 7850K, 8 gigs of RAM, and also an HD 7870, which is more powerful than our graphic card in here. So these minimum requirements are fake, in my opinion. Well, they are not entirely fake, alright? Because if you play the game at very low, what you get, it is an experience above 30 frames per second. And if you play the game with the low settings, like we are actually doing in here, what you're going to get, it is a frame rate above 30s, but at some points it does drop from the 30 frames per second. The median settings did drop even further, but the difference in performance, it is not big comparing from median to low. So I do recommend you to play the game at median or low settings, because despite the game does drop from those 30 frames per second, what happens is, this is a city building game. You are not going to lose or perform worse in this game if you are going to get less than 30 frames per second. And the difference between low and very low, it is too big. So despite the very low settings, it is way more smooth because it provides an experience above 30 frames per second. I still do prefer, to play at low or median, where I do get worse performance, but I can clearly get much better graphics. If this was an FPS game or something like that, personally I would probably go to the very low. But since this is a city building game, why not, alright? So, what can I tell about the game? Not much. I don't know too much about Tropico, at least I'm very honest with that. So I'm not going to talk about the game. The only thing I can say is that Steam users are obviously liking the game, just like all the other Tropicals, but they say that they weren't too much ambitious. So what I mean by this is that they didn't try to add too much stuff, so it's pretty much the same as the other Tropicals, but this time with better graphics. So if for some reason if you have Tropico 5 or Tropico 4, you might not find a good reason to buy this title, alright? But if you never played Tropico before, just like me, it is a good reason to get the game. And talking about getting the game, you can get this game for 50 bucks on Steam by the time of this video. It is the launch price for the game, but alternatively you can get the game even more cheaper. You can get the game through Kinguin at around, if you are European, you can get it for around 30 bucks, but if you are not from Europe and you need to get worldwide key, you can get it for around $35. So both of them are a massive discount comparing to Steam. It's around $15 to $20 discount. I think it is a huge discount. So if you want to buy through Kinguin, please use the links on the description of the video, because by doing that you will be supporting the channel and finding ways to provide you with more benchmarks and more tests and more stuff. So if you do buy the game through Kinguin, please use the links on the description. If you don't, you can go to Steam and buy through Steam. It is way more safer, it's true, and you might prefer to buy through Steam. So no hard feelings on that, and I do understand. So guys, I think that's all. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video. I'm just going to proceed through some missions in here, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye guys, think about it.
Imagine my joy.
Shh, my governor.
You're doing splendid.
Governor, the people have a...
Governor, I have...
Why are you wasting your time? The Crown's advisors. It's nice to have choices.
cuando de la playa.